Welcome back, boxing fans, to another great show with Sean on Boxing. I'm back. Baby is content. And we're back to the WBC Grand Prix on the zone, round two. Right now, we got Urias versus Toronto, two Mexican fighters from the 140-pound division, trying to claim Mexican greatness. Which of these two is the best potential prospect coming from Mexico? We shall see. Right now, I think Urias is the better fighter. I thought Urias was the better fighter when I watched him in round one, when I saw this matchup earlier. Of course, I thought, I think Urias is pretty good. I think he's a more versatile, well-rounded fighter, so I'm pretty impressed with the skill set he's shown. And, hey, Canada, Will Cox came out dominating in the last fight. That's what I was doing when I was walking the dog, listening to it. And here we go. Some whiskey for the night. Cheers. How do you like my wood cups? My cleaning lady always breaks fucking my cups. So this way, it's impossible to break my cups now. I got these wood fucking cups. Perfect. Will Cox smoked the guy, Sean. He did. He's a good fighter, Will Cox. Skilled. I don't know if he's got what it takes to be a pound for pound, sorry, not pound for pound, but a potential world champion or even a top 10 140-pound fighter. He doesn't seem to have very much power, but we will see. Obviously, he's still early in his career. All the best to him moving forward. Obviously, he's moving to the next round of this tournament, so congratulations to him. I was just, of course, walking, and I saw that John came out with a video earlier today before he, look at John working. Woke up at 3:30, made a boxing video, and then off to work. And following me, he said, there's no running rule. The no running rule. Boxing fans should stay in a fan's place. Well, I didn't listen to the video, but let's put this in perspective. This is boxing fans staying in a fan's place. This is ultimately all about fandom and nothing to do with fanboyism. Boxing fans love active fights, competitive fights, right? So this new no running rule, which basically just amounts to an 18 by 18 round ring, which is not that small, right? If you're a great boxer with great skills, you don't need a 24-foot fucking ring, especially when you're smaller fighters, right? Historically, you never saw smaller fighters fight in 24 fucking foot rings. That was all Floyd Mayweather when he was the A-side. Historically, those big rings were only used for heavyweights. Smaller rings were used consistently for all the smaller fighters. And this is Turki Al-Sheikh paying the bills. He wants to pay for what he wants to pay for. He wants to promote what he wants to promote. So at the end of the day, why do people give a fuck? If you don't like it, don't support it, don't watch it. No one's forcing you to watch these fights. But this is what Turki Al-Sheikh wants. He wants his fights to be more entertaining, so casual fans that just skip through it and jump onto boxing are going to see something that entertains them, not something that's going to put them to sleep. Casual fans don't like slick, defense first, safety first, negative fucking fighters. They don't like that. Hardcores barely fucking like that shit. So when you talk about stay being a fan, this is exactly what fans are about. It's not about rock 'em and sock 'em. If you're a boxer puncher, an 18 by 18 foot ring should not be a fucking issue with you. You get plenty of room to use your jab, to fucking circle around the ring, and then engage when you want to engage, right? But this isn't made for them. This is made for guys that are more focused on being defense first runners and to never engage and hold whenever something gets fucking frisky on the inside. To be truthful, I mean, as I said, I don't care if I see those fighters fight. If you like them, that's fine. I'm not hating on you. I'm not hating on them. But it doesn't mean I have to like those fighters. I've never been a big fan of Tyson Fury. I've never been a big fan of Alexander Usyk. I've never been a fan of Caleb Plant. I've never been a fan of Billy Joe Saunders, right? Box first, move type of fighters that don't engage. Historically, these were not fighters that I enjoyed watching. It's my prerogative. And as a boxing fan, it's the same as watching NBA, NHL, the NFL, MLB, fucking EPL. I prefer to watch offensive teams. See, I don't understand guys like him that feel like because this is what they want, all of a sudden everyone has to agree with them. No, we don't have to agree with you. But you also don't need to agree with us, and you don't need to agree to Turkey. But Turkey's paying the bill, so he can do what the fuck he wants, whether you like it or not. The same way you fucking supported Al Heyman and the BBC when they did whatever the fuck they wanted, even if fans weren't happy with it. Turkey Al Sheikh could do the same fucking thing. Let's just keep this shit 100% real. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. If you feel black American fighters are going to suffer because they have a more boring fucking style, oh well. Change and adapt. Or go fight for a different promoter, right? No one's forcing you to work with Turkey Al Sheikh. You could do whatever the fuck you want. But if you want that turkey money, you're going to have to come out and perform a little more entertaining. Wayne Evans, what are you saying? How dare you have preferences? I know. It's ironic that when I have a preference, it makes me racist. But when other people have preference, they go on and talk about how, oh, it's okay when other people do it, but when we do it, it's an issue. No, actually, it's the opposite. It's okay when you do it. You think it's justified because you're doing it. The problem is whenever somebody else does something, all of a sudden now you get fucking in your feelings because they're not doing what you want them to do. Like, I didn't listen to it yet. I'll listen to it later. Obviously, right now we're watching live boxing, and that's something that we probably should showcase more. But ironically enough, these same fans that are so fucking caught up in this new fucking no running rule and 18-foot by 8 rounds, how many of these YouTube channels are even fucking talking about this WBC Grand Prix, right? These are boxing fans, hardcore, making big money off of boxing. Yet here is boxing. It's a tournament setup where literally you can't pick and choose who you're going to fight. You move through fucking rounds until you become the winner. And there's 4 weight classes: heavyweight, 140, I think 118 or 122 or 126. I can't remember what it is. And then one other weight division. I think maybe 168, 160. I can't remember specifically. But this is perfect. As a boxing fan, what's not to like? The fights are only 6 rounds, so it's not going to be too long. It's not going to be too boring because the fights don't last long enough to fucking be boring. Like these 2 Mexican fighters right now, you got one guy who's much more of a come forward, aggressive combination puncher. The other guy who's much more of a, a guy who sets up his power shots. A little more boxing skill going into what he's doing. And right now, he's the one winning, as I thought he was as well. Sean, based on my early analysis, I believe that Utri Chernov are the potential winners of this thing. I believe Utria will go the furthest in the pros out of the guys at 140. Well, he does have a good style, right? And he's very versatile in his skill set. But it'll be interesting. Obviously, he's also very young, only 20, right? So for a 20-year-old to be fighting in this type of tournament, which is very amateuresque, right? This is what this is. This is like amateur boxing, but pro boxing with 6 rounders, obviously with Saudi money behind you, and the WBC pushing you forward. So if you're successful here, you know the WBC is going to treat you right. Cheers. But I just thought when I saw that, I'm like, of course, John's got a fucking issue with it. He's going to make it out to be racist. What's racist about it? The only racism is the fact that some guys like John want to act as if the only slick fighters in boxing are black. But that's not true. There's plenty of slick fighters, and they come from every demographic. We had my Canadian fighter who was fighting in this tournament earlier, circling around the ring, not engaging, fighting behind a jab, trying to be very defensive. He ended up losing, which was good because would we really want to see him move forward, especially with that style? I wouldn't. So even though he's Canadian, I ain't sad that he lost because stylistically, even in a 6 rounder, it was still not fucking very exciting to watch. This kid, Urias, he's got some power. And for a Mexican fighter, he's a little different, right, in the way he fights. Not the conventional Mexican fighter, a guy that has a little bit of slickness to him, feinting, tries to get you to bite and counter. But I think he's a little awkward. He's off balance a lot. He doesn't really have long arms, and defensively, his hands are down. So if you fought a better fighter, potentially these would all be opportunities for people to capitalize on you. But we will see. Let's see what they say about him right now. How old is he? He looks like he's about 24. I could be wrong, but Spencer Wilcox. What's he? 26, 25. Wilcox. The guy he just beat today was 26. The Polish kid. Now we have, where's my man? Michel Cabrera. He's obviously a guy with a lot of experience compared to most of the other guys here. 16-2-1, already 2 losses, 11 KOs. This guy's been in with a lot of fighters, 25 Mexican, so obviously he's been very busy. He lost to Luis Valenzuela, 17-0. He lost to Matthew Germain, 22-1. We've seen him fight quite a few times, Germain. The best wins on his resume. Not against anyone really, maybe Jose Napoles, not the original Jose Napoles. This guy was 11-0-2. He beat him by a split decision. So, nothing about him is looking outstanding. The guy he's fighting now is obviously younger, only 17 years of age. 17. He's a kid. So the fact he's losing to a guy who's literally fucking 8 years older than him, that ain't a surprise. This kid is 8-0 with 2 knockouts. He's obviously going to lose today. He beat the Polish kid that fought earlier, beat him by a 6-round decision. This is obviously a big step up for him against a very experienced fighter. He's having some success, but he's a young kid, man. Young kid, 17 years of age. 17, man. You think about, what's his face? Who's the new Tank Davis? That kid is older than this dude. What are you doing, man? Come on, BoxRec. Don't fucking do me like that. Don't do me like that. What's that? Submit what? There's nothing to submit. You didn't give me anything. Ah, there you go. Problem with this shit is they can't even update. It's fucking, they don't have people there putting the scores out so we can keep it updated, up to date. Come on, people. Get this shit going. So far we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the 8th fight on the card tonight. And I think there's another 8 fights to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more fights. God damn. We got a long night of boxing ahead of us, eh, Lily? I know. I'm excited. Woo! And then three more cards. I guess Saturday, Sunday, and possibly Monday. I'm not sure how they're going to come out with the other cards. I forget how it worked out last time. But expect me to be looking at a lot of boxing all fucking weekend. And hopefully you join me on this ride. Look at Lily. She's super excited. You'd think she was high as a motherfucker. Are you high, Lily? Are you high? Are you high? She's high on her own supply. Ah, Cabrera with the win. But for the young kid, man, it's not bad. You lose a fight like this, you're 17 years of age, you fought a guy with 16, 18 professional fights. You didn't get fucking smoked, you didn't get destroyed, so you can definitely learn from that. Who's Jack Catterall fighting? Who's that guy? Ah, Harlem Eubank. Okay. Harlem Eubank going to get his ass beat. Beat. Beat.
See Mauricio Suleiman in the ring, of course, greeting Aaron Barajas, who he knows quite well, congratulating Misael Cabrera. And it looks like we are ready to make this one official as we head back to the toughest round.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Fabian Guggenheim scores it 60-54, and both judges
59-55. Oh, who's in the back? Look at that, Sandor Martin. WBC champion Sandor Martin is there. He gonna fight the winner? Sandor. Wow. Yeah, this kid's got 20 fucking professional fights, man. Sandor Martin's there. Oh, look at Sandor putting the hat on him. Sandor going, dude, I'm gonna fucking box fucking rings around you sometime down the road. That dude got to shave that corny ass mustache.
Their contest, but the stories coming out of that, of course, the injuries to friends, the dislocated shoulder, facial lacerations, obviously we saw those, but Carlos Utria also sustaining broken hands. So as good as that performance is, there are some questions as to what's going to happen with him come August in the next round.
That's always the problem with these kind of tournaments, right? Injuries. Remember the Super Six with Durrell, Ward? Like they ended up getting new fighters involved in it because consistently Pellier guys got injured. Boxing, man, you know, it's fucking a man's sport. You know, even if you win, you fucking still get hurt. So apparently the Colombian broke his hand, and you can't put Krenz forward because he's got a dislocated shoulder and obviously lacerations to his face. So is he going to be ready to replace the guy that beat him on fight night? But this is, you know, I mean, this is the way shit happens. You got to know that fucking consistently dudes are going to get hurt. I remember the first UFC fight card. I don't know if it was UFC, but when they first did it, and of course they had Gracie who ended up winning. Very boring style, but dominant, right? And he was fighting some Canadian kickboxer who broke his hand in the fight prior from fucking punching dudes in their heads. So when Gracie got him, Gracie just fucking grabbed his hand, twisted his thumb back. It was the most boring way to win, but that's fighting. You do what you got to do. If a guy's got an injury, you fucking jump on that shit. Let's see what Suleiman's saying.
Potential finalist in this great tournament, and I'm so excited.
I did say that have a taste of final, that last fight. But moving right along, we have the middleweights coming up. What can we expect?
Well, I'm
Middleweights.
The level of boxing that we're watching in the Riyadh season, WBC Boxing Grand Prix,
Yes.
it's unbelievable. I feel so proud. It has been a lot of work from so many people. The son has done an unbelievable production. All the kids feel like world champions. They go home and they are like heroes, and it's just something very special. So middleweights, we expect that bumps. I mean, very hard, very good matches.
That's usually a combination at 160. You have boxers and punchers. Talking about punchers, obviously, we follow up tomorrow with the heavyweights. That has always been a division, the marquee division. How are we looking at that?
Out of this tournament, that's the weakest division.
From what we saw in phase one and what we saw the weigh-in yesterday, there's bad luck, and they really, that everything is on the line. The loser go home.
Yes.
The winner advances for the August. Then October and then December, the grand final. The winners are getting a lot of money. There's ratings. There's fighting for the silver championship. Fighting in a Riyadh season card. So it's a great weight at stake. So they're putting everything on the line.
You mentioned losers, and earlier in the broadcast, the gentleman and I were speaking about the level of competition. Even the losers look so good. They've already been in other people's eyes, like promoters and stuff. Is that what this event was looking forward to?
That's what it is all about. It's like a scouting for like the draft in the NFL.
Yes.
Promoters can look at all these kids. They already have offers to go and fight on undercards in Turkey, in other places. So I'm very, very happy and convinced that the support from His Excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh was fundamental to make this dream happen, and the product is just amazing. And
I was just going to ask you.
this is a Jose Suleiman trophy for the winners, and we're just very happy. We're honored, and just the level is at the highest.
We're so excited, and with
Well, and think about this, right? When you're these young kids, maybe you don't have big promoters, you don't have big opportunities, you're not getting big fights, you're like fighting low rent fucking fights. Maybe you're working second jobs to continue your professional career. This kind of fucking opportunity is a godsend, right? Truthfully, for these young guys that are on these rankings, all below the top 20, right? Nobody pays attention to them. We see these YouTubers that talk about boxing. They don't even talk about 4 or 5 fighters in most divisions, right? Nevertheless, fucking the top 20, they don't even know who the top 20 guys are in the majority divisions. So, for these kids, this is a great opportunity. I think it's excellent. When I saw it, I thought, this is what people should be doing. I think Turkey Al-Sheikh doing this, throwing money towards these up-and-comers is great, right? It's a good opportunity for all these young kids to get some shine. So I think it's excellent. Now we got this man coming up. Where's he from? Colombia. Colombia number 2. Venezuela. Fighting someone from Finland. God damn. Who's from Finland? Mojias. There's Mojias. Fighting Carlos Sintrera. This guy is 7-0-1, 1 knockout, no power. 27 years old, lives in England. His last win was against a guy 11-1. Now he's fighting another guy 11-1 from Colombia. 1 loss in his resume. 9 KOs. These Colombians, man, they all fucking punch hard like the Argentinians. Drunk Irishman's back. Carlos Salutes, Liverpool just signed Kirkic. I know. Fucking Kirkic, Frimpong, Wirtz, the goalie, the backup goalie. Right? 5 players we got already. Chasing Isaac and chasing Gay. Wherever how you say his name. Which would be fucking a coup. Him coming to Liverpool, because they think Kanate is not going to resign, right? Kanate is trying to do what Arnold did, let his contract finish so he can go to PSG or probably PSG, right? So, words past the medical, man. Mama Tashiva, I don't even know how you say his name, Tashivi, the second choice goalie of Liverpool, is insanely good. He's from Georgia. And then they signed, of course, the top young goalie from Hungary as well this summer as the third goalie, right? Obviously, you're going to have Allison, Mamadashvili, and then this young kid underneath. They just let Yaros go out. And of course, they let the Irishman go out as well. So, they're definitely retooling the fucking squad. It's going to be interesting to see what they look like next year with so many changes. Because literally, who could have imagined Liverpool making this many changes going into a season off of a win, right? You won the league, and now you're changing almost your whole defense. You're adding a new midfielder, even though your midfield was fucking probably the foundation of the squad. And it looks like obviously you're going to change one of the forwards as well. What's up, Garden Snake Mentality? You up early, eh? 9:15 East Coast time. Just in time for the WBC Grand Prix, the 140-pound division. Colombia versus Finland. I'm just going to go on a stretch and say the Colombian is probably going to beat the Finnish guy. Because I don't know if I've ever seen a Finnish guy that could actually fight. When I think Finland, I think of the dudes I traveled in India with, and the dude that was wearing a G-string on the beach, and me fucking sitting there going, what the fuck? Who brings a G-string on the beach? God damn. And those dudes fucking are white as hell. Nobody needs to see that much fucking Finnish ass from a fucking dude. Haji is no Finn. Well, immigrated Finn. We know that the Muslims are fucking invading Europe. So I got work late night, just getting home. Perfect time I see. Perfect time. Nice. You can grab an alcoholic beverage and enjoy your morning before crashing out. I'm drinking some fine whiskey right now out of my wood cup. Here we go, round one. Colombia, Finland, via England, via Middle East. Sean, did you see Wilder interview on Inside Boxing live stream, dude? Still making excuses of the Fury defeat. I just saw him make the one excuse about Fury being a cheat. I'm like, dude, man. He encapsulates the problem with Black Americans. This fucking necessity to be a victim, right? Always to be a victim. Always to play the victim. Always try to find someone to blame for your inadequacies or your failures. Like, this is why people don't do more in life and aren't more successful, because they're always fucking blaming other people. When you look at great artists and great sports people, generally, they're not making excuses when they lose events. Michael Jordan wasn't making excuses when he was losing events. Tiger Woods wasn't making excuses. Serena Williams wasn't making fucking excuses. They were fucking taking that motivation and getting better, not fucking capping, pointing fingers, and crying about it. Get over it, dude. That had nothing to do with you getting beat by the big Chinaman or fucking Parker. Like, you just are fucking overrated. You relied too much on your power, and inevitably we told you your punch output is too limited, so you're going to end up losing fights just because you get outworked, right? This is even before you get beat. We all thought fucking Fury beat him the first fight. Inevitably, once you lose that luster, then you fucking collapse and crumble, because when you no longer feel you're unbeatable, you fucking are not unbeatable. And that's what happened to you. Like George Foreman, like fucking so many others, Mike Tyson and others. These killers Once they get exposed, they're never the same. Right, Tank Davis? Because you come from the same fucking cloth, brother. Ready to wilt under the pressure. Yeah, this guy, you don't have any power. It's never going to be good to be a great boxer when you got nothing that somebody's going to fucking respect. Now Wilder's fighting such a bum-ass opponent. Can you imagine if anybody else was fighting a guy this shit? How John Boxing and many of the other fucking woke YTBC YouTube channels would be fucking capping hard at fucking, a guy like this, not a foundational black man, taking on this kind of shit fucking opponent. Imagine. Imagine thinking Wilder will get knocked out by a Chinese when he was at his peak. Exactly. The first Wilder fight was a cherry pick gone wrong. Yet Wilder fans refused to accept that. That's exactly what it was. Because they wanted more money out of AJ, so they wanted to do a pay-per-view and fucking use Fury to do their first pay-per-view. And this shit backfired like crazy. Backfired. Because Fury's always been better than Wilder, even when he was fucking a bum, fat, lazy prick who fucking was coming out of the pub. Fury's extra weight did not help him. He should have been 20, 25 pounds lighter against Usyk. All the weight was extra fat that gassed him out, especially in the second fight. Man, who's talking about Usyk? We're talking about Wilder. Kamel Moten and Jacqueline Moses got into a heat back and forth. What do you think about that matchup? Shit, that would be great, right? The problem is they're not going to make that fight right now because those two fighters got too much money to be made down the road. So they're not going to want to fucking take a chance of one of them getting beat now. Didn't Moses already beat Moten in the amateurs just before they turned pro? So he's like Cruz, right? Keyshawn got to fight Cruz. Then I guess Moten got to fight fucking, Moses, right? Let's keep the same energy. Let's keep the same energy. Moten got fucking beat by him. Moses got his number. Loma retired instead of fighting low-tier fighters and bad his record. Loma's 18-3 record, as conventional, controversial as it shows why he's great. Dude fought nothing but top 10 comp in 18 of 19 of his first of those 21 fights. Yeah, well, that's the difference, right? I mean, Wilder, you could scrape maybe 4 fighters that were fucking legitimate top fucking guys on his whole resume. 4. Wilder is batting his record in fixed fights for nothing. Sean, do you think Atoma against White? Atoma's going to fucking knock White out inside 3 rounds. Cruz beats Kiki. Not now. No, we don't. Not in the pros. No fucking chance. This ain't the amateurs, buddy. What you did in the amateurs, fucking... That shit ain't working in the fucking pros. You raise your hand, getting the refs to pay attention to you like you're getting a point, you're going to get knocked the fuck out. Just ask Jin Sasaki. Keep your hands and your guard up, motherfucker. Oh, that was a nice body shot from the Colombian. Boom. Colombia. I'd like to go to Colombia. A lot of sexy girls. A lot of party pleasures. I just found out Gary Antoine Russell beat Hitchens 3-1 in the amateurs. Yeah, so then you can say the same. Hitchens got to fight Antoine Russell, who also beat, who? Boots Ennis? Who did he beat? Boots Ennis? Didn't Russell beat Boots Ennis 2 times in the amateurs as well? Sean Yafai fighting tomorrow, 2 against Francisco Rodriguez Jr., both weighing in at 111.6, 111.1 respectively. No, it should be a great fight. Rodriguez Jr. is no easy work for anyone. But think about him. His last few fights were at fucking 115, and now he's fighting at 112. That dude will fucking go anywhere, do anything to make a fight. I think he even fought at 118. So that dude's jumping between 112, 115, 118, jumping back and forth, fighting everyone. Fought Tanaka, fought fucking Junto Nakatani, fought everybody. And Gary, I believe, 3-0 Boots as well. There you go. Gary was dominating the amateurs, but in the pros, he ain't that good. I know he had a good fight last time. And we know why. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Throwing fucking 1,000 punches in that fight. 400 punches more than he's ever thrown in any fight in his career. I wonder what the difference was. I wonder. I don't really wonder. I fucking know, but I'm just being sarcastic. Sean, considering Estrada made his bantamweight debut the other day and Donaire won, do you think they'll look to make Estrada Donaire at the last hooray for both fighters? They could do that because Donaire was trying to get Roman Gonzalez fight, right? And Roman was also talking about fighting at 118 as well. So it's a possibility for sure. And doesn't Donaire have a title right now? But what title does he have? Because all those titles were taken, so it must be a baby belt. Seeing how hard that left hook took Sasaki out, and given how much Boots gets hit in fights, the Norman clash looks intriguing now. Well, it always was intriguing for sure, but he ain't no fucking Jin Sasaki. He's also way bigger than Jin Sasaki. Nonito has interim. Interim for what? The WBC? Or which belt? So they're just waiting for Junto Nakatani to move up to fight Inui, and then they're going to fucking throw Donaire in there as a 4-time bantamweight world champion. Damn. Chaco stopped Rodriguez where Rodriguez went to Unified and got no credit for being the only guy to stop him. Cough, cough, John Boxing. Yeah, no, I know, but you can't explain that shit to people, right? Because they will just disrespect fucking Rodriguez consistently. Ex-world champion, gave fucking Junto and everybody a tough fight. The man who dominated and killed him was Roman Gonzalez. And they'll say, oh, that's when he was young. That's before he was established, like he says about Estrada. But everyone thinks fucking Roman Gonzalez beat Estrada in the second fight, too. I think he literally beat fucking Estrada more clear in the second fight than he did in the first fight. Third fight, hats off to Estrada. That was by and far the most dominant performance he had against Roman Gonzalez and one he deserves to win. Sean, how long of a suspension do you think Munguia should get? He'll be out for like 6 months, whatever. I like Palacios Space Boots, 1 year. Chaco beats Estrada 8-4, 9-3 in the second fight. Yeah, no, he won that fight far clearer than he did the first fight. The third fight wasn't dominant. Estrada won 7-5 at best. But you got to listen to the words I said. It was the most dominant performance he had against Roman Gonzalez. And I really thought Roman Gonzalez was going to be even better in that fight. Because I can't remember what happened in the second fight, but didn't something happen prior to the fight? Inactive or injured or something where I felt like this is not really the best Roman Gonzalez. I think the third fight, he's going to be even better. But I think he really slipped off the fucking edge. Age caught up to him in that fight. Sean, what was you think of my comment on your Wilder Hall of Fame video? I can't remember. What did you say? All I know is everyone's a fucking Hall of Famer unless they're fucking not black. And then they're all bum-ass motherfuckers that don't deserve to get any credit, including Sylvester Stallone. I mean, if Sylvester Stallone is a Hall of Famer, of course Wilder should be. Sylvester Stallone literally contributed more to American boxing than Deontay Wilder fucking did and will ever do. Sean, you dismiss Norman. I don't dismiss Norman. I don't dismiss Norman. I said Norman is really good. I predicted he was going to knock out Sasaki inside 6 rounds because of how good he is. But the problem is guys like you that just look for opportunities to use one fight against a mediocre opponent to somehow raise dudes up to fucking historical level. Slow the fucking roll, man. The dude beat fucking Santillan, Cuevas, who nobody'd heard of before, and Jin Sasaki, who only hardcore boxing fans even knew who he was. And he'd already got knocked out by Andy Hiroka. You dismissed Norman, but what performance did Crawford have at 135 against Burns Gamboa, which suggests he'd be better fighter at 26 than Norman at 24? Crawford had every physical advantage. See, if you actually listened to my videos and weren't trying to push some bullshit narrative, you would have heard me say specifically yesterday, Norman is only 24 years of age. We don't know how good potentially he can get moving forward. So, what's your fucking point? I swear, if the Hall of Fame inducts Wilder, might as well induct every fighter. Against those guys, well, Wilder does have a statue. Against those guys and hasn't looked anywhere near as dominant as Norman. Well, Norman did not have those advantages. Oh my God, dude. Like, fucking get over yourself, man. You're like literally tripping over your own fucking feet with stupid fucking narratives. We might as well just fucking ask Norman to retire right now, put him in the Hall of Fame. Best fighter of all time. There's no point of him actually fucking doing it in the ring. See, the difference is Bud Crawford literally went on to do it in the ring. Norman is generational, and you'll see soon. Well, if he's generational, I probably won't see soon. He's elite. What is next for Norman? Who would you see fight next? Probably fucking no one. Because that's how fucking generational he is and how elite. Because if you're that good, they're probably not going to step in the ring with you. You're probably going to be fighting bum-ass opponents for fucking the next 2 years. Wilder has been the only real American heavyweight who has made real noise at heavyweight in the last 15, 20 years. Wilder is tied 5th with the most consecutive heavyweight title defenses ever in the most. Dude, man, 10 is not that impressive when fucking Joe Louis has 25 and Klitschko has 18. Look at who he defended his title against for 10 title defenses. Golovkin got 10 title defenses. No one's fucking going, oh, Golovkin, 10 title defenses. Actually, they give him no credit at all. None. Zilch. Zero. Prestigious weight class. Everybody in the top 10, including Tommy Burns, who is 4th, made the Hall of Fame. If I had bet, he's probably going to get in. America title defenses, Fury trilogy. Lost every single fight. I mean, Golovkin doesn't get any fucking credit for 3-fight trilogy with Canelo. But Wilder's going to get full credit for his 3-fight trilogy versus Fury, even though he got knocked out twice. This is the problem with this kind of narrative that people push. It ends up backfiring and blowing up in your face in the most disgusting way. Crawford beat broken guys. See, now you're just making excuses to shit on Crawford. Dude, who the fuck has Norman beat? Name one fighter that was fucking legitimate. One. Gamboa is a fucking gold medal Olympian who is a world champion. Who the fuck did Norman beat? Ricky Burns, I think, was a 2 or 3 weight world champion. Who the fuck did Norman beat? Oh, you're going to say Santillan. Oh, my God, yeah. Woo, Santillan. Beat fucking Rocha and never made a fucking successful title defense and hasn't done anything since. You're going to put that in the same category as Gamboa and fucking Burns. Dude, man, you sound stupid. You sound stupid. The fight wasn't at welterweight. God, man. dudes with their fucking stupid bullshit narratives they want to shove down people's throats. You can be a Norman fan, but slow your fucking roll with your fucking stupid bullshit, man. Because it just makes you look bad. Recency bias, man. That's all you're doing. Wilder has 4 wins against top 10 opponents. Exactly. GG has probably 10 fights at least. He beat the top 10 while being the most avoided fighter in middleweight history. Well, that's the thing. He tried to fight all the world champions. He got ducked. Wilder literally ducked all the world champions. Santillan was undefeated and coming off a top 5 win by KO. I wouldn't say it was a top 5 win. Nobody had Rocha and Santillan ranked in the top 5 at that time. Gamboa was a tiny welterweight. Burns has a record of 4-8 against world champions. But unlike Santillan, he fought 8 world fucking champions. How many world champions did Santillan fight? 0. Because Rocha wasn't a fucking world champion. And neither was Norman. Now he's a champion, but not when he fought him. So literally he's fought 0 world champions. 0. None. Even Lily's disgusted and has to walk away. Burns was never a world beater. No one said he was a world beater, but he's a multiple weight world champion with probably 10 title defenses. I don't see title defenses as something very special, especially against low-level opponents. When they need to defend against someone dangerous, they move up or retire. Well, the problem with title defenses now, you got 4 world champions with 4 sanctioning bodies. So guaranteed, you can look at Wilder's WBC ranking, and it was full of fucking bum-ass fucking opponents. He wasn't fighting the 3 best fighters in the division because they were champions. So he wasn't fighting the top 3 guys in the division. And he probably wasn't fighting the top 2 guys in each of their sanctioning body. So in truth, that's like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 8 or 9 guys who are really top 10 fighters that he's not fighting. All to say, he's fighting top 10 opponents. Top 10 WBC sanctioning body opponents. Not top 10 fucking heavyweights. Back in the day when Joe Louis was fighting title defenses, there was 1 world champion. Literally, as a mandatory, you have to beat fucking contenders to move into a position to get a world title fight. When you were fighting your mandatory, you were fighting the best dude in the fucking weight division. That shit don't happen now. Ducking and dodging, choosing and picking. When I was doing the research, I found some interesting stuff about Tommy Burns. Didn't know he was Canadian. Gamboa, a featherweight. I'm drunk. Relax. You know I'm right. You not right, but you definitely are drunk. Norman steps on boots and everyone at 147. Roadshows ranked top 5 by ring when Santillan stepped on him. Based on beating who? Who did Rocha beat? The only good fighter he fought before Santillan beat the fucking dog shit out of him. I support these South. I got to get over it. Philly, Atlanta on top. You got to get over it. I got to get what? I'm not picking anyone based on regionalism. I'm not fucking American, so I don't care. And I hate it on Norman. I like him, but I just think slow your roll, people. People don't want to give Junto Nakatani credit, but they want to give Norman fucking credit. Okay. I think Boots would beat Norman, but I've never seen Boots sleep dudes like Norman did versus Giovanni and Sasaki. Really? What the Rock is smelling. I can't remember. You could be right, but I'm not sure. But as I said, I think Norman is an exciting fighter stylistically. I have no problem with him. I like him. I predicted he was going to win. My question is, by beating Jin Sasaki and fucking Santillan, that don't make you better than Boots Ennis. That don't make you better than Mario fucking Barros. That don't make you better than Stanionis. Because I'd pick both of those guys to beat both of those opponents pretty fucking easily. But as I said, the dude's 24. Let him fucking fight. Let him prove himself, right? That will be the important aspect. What he does. And when he does it, then I'll be like, man, this dude's for real. And obviously, he's got the potential to have a far more greater impact on the welterweight division. Because Boots, unfortunately, didn't have much of a fucking impact on the division. He finally unified, and now he's moving. Once he's becoming relevant, now he's moving to a new division. He didn't fight Spence, he didn't fight Bud, he didn't fight any of the other top older fighters. He finally fought Stanionis, who is okay, but not in the same crop. And now he won the fight, unified titles. Congratulations. Now he's moving to 154. Obviously, his legacy is going to be built at 154. Norman's legacy is going to be built at 147. So I'm excited to see him do it. I think really right now that Boots moved up, there's nobody in the division that can beat him. So I ain't hating on him. I'm eager to see him beat the fuck out of everyone in the division. Do it. Let's do it. Yeah, well, that's what I just said. Boots doesn't have much of a legacy at 147. His legacy is mostly going to be built at 154. Sean, honestly, Norman Jr. has some good pop. However, how about he fights Polanco at best? And let's see how that fucker plays out. Or he can shock us real fans and go to 154 with the Sharks. Well, he could do that, but even moving up, he's not. Well, I mean, he could get a fight with the Puerto Rican kid who's going to get the WBO title. That would be a big fight. But he's not guaranteed any other fighters because we know how the PBC rolls. They ain't going to fucking put their fighters in with anybody to talk about. So I think it's better to stay at 147. You potentially have fights with Lopez, maybe Ryan Garcia, if he can dust off Haney, potentially the winner of Barrios Pacquiao, even though Tank Davis will probably get that fight because they are PBC and we know they don't want to fight real smoke. But I would rather see him stay there and beat some shit out of some dudes there and build up his legacy, get a few title defenses, unify a couple belts. I would like to see him versus Polanco, but I don't see that fight happening not until Polanco becomes a mandatory. Haney better step up and get smashed by Norman. He was calling him ass. Yeah. Fucking some dude just got big fucking mouths. Norman stops Haney in 9 rounds or less. I agree. Garden Snake, you're a true gentleman. Do you want boxers to use smaller rings to entice action? Yes, I do. But it's not going to be fucking universal. It's just going to be Turkey Al Sheik fights. I don't see what the issue is. If you don't want to fight in smaller rings because you're a pussy, that's fine. Go fight with the PBC. But if you want Turkey Al Sheik fucking Riyadh season money, then what the fuck's the problem? You don't want to entertain? You want to put on good fights? Fights that are going to have repercussions of meaning you're going to get more big fights and more Turkey Al Sheik money? Shit. Cha-ching. Sign me up. Sign me up to that shit. I would love to see Norman versus the Dominican guy. The DR dude, Polanco, is 26 and fights with Top Rank. Yeah, no, I think it's a great fight. I just don't see it happening at this point. In-house fights in Atlanta. I may be wrong, but Norman Jr. knocks Haney into God knows where. Hopefully the fights happen. After that last performance, I don't see Devin Haney's dad being nearly as excited as he was earlier on. But Devin Haney might prove me wrong. Devin Haney, I can't call a punk. I can't call him a Tank Davis because unlike Tank Davis, he's primarily stepped up and took on tough fights. So hats off to Devin Haney. Let's hope he keeps the shit going because that's all us boxing fans really want. Who wins, Norman versus Hitchens? I think early on Hitchens gives Norman some problems with his movement and his jab, but Hitchens is smaller, and I think Norman eventually is going to cripple his body and eventually fucking light him up. Light him up. I mean, if he struggled with that Argentinian guy with his slow ass feet, what's he gonna do with fucking Norman? Because Norman, unlike those guys, he got pretty good feet, right? Pretty good feet, pretty good hands, and obviously he's got good power. And he's young, 24. So out of all those dudes, he's the youngest kid on the block. Norman rehydrates well, that's for sure. He does. The dude's shredded, man. Shredded. Like me. Ripped like crazy. Fucking 6, 8, 10 packs. All inside a fucking keg. Because we don't need to show off. We could keep our shit cool. Right, Lily? Fuck, speaking of that, I'm sweating my ass off. I need to buy an air conditioner. God damn. My ass is sticking to this pillow. My back is sweating up on this sofa. Oh, the life of a fucking YouTuber. Jesus Christ. It's a tough life. Why you fucking ruin Kobe's legacy putting him with fucking Diddy? God damn. Why are you doing that? That's some heartless shit, Garden Snake. We don't need fucking Kobe being fucking twisted with that sick motherfucker and his baby oil white parties. Norman is one of the most composed fighters I've seen currently. He reminds me of Usyk, Bivol, better BF. He has a game plan and always sticks to it. I remember when he fought Santillan. Well, he definitely looked composed yesterday. The dude looked chilled as fuck in the ring with fucking that Japanese kid. Outlaw Boxing. Salute, my brother. You never saw that? I didn't. This is the first time I saw it big. Man, I should block you. Ruining fucking a legend. Literally, I heard fucking people on this live earlier today say that SGA is greater than Kobe Bryant. What's wrong with motherfuckers? Recency bias is a real thing with these young ninjas. Because fuck, man. Oh, they love to jump on a new motherfucker's dick and fucking act like they just discovered fucking electricity or something. It's like, relax, man. Let shit unfold, play out. Let's see how it goes. Maybe you will be better than Kobe when he wins a couple MVPs and 5 fucking titles. But until he does that, slow down. Kobe steps on SGA, steps on him. Every aspect of the game, Kobe's better than SGA. Every fucking aspect. MJ better than LeBron by miles. Norman looked good in that fight, but the opposition at 147 is very limited. At world level, hard to know how good he is at the moment. Yeah, exactly, Outlaw. That's all I'm saying. I ain't hating on the brother. But let's calm down with the fucking big giant fucking escalades on the dude based on beating a mediocre Japanese fighter. And I ain't hating on Sasaki, but Sasaki was an open fucking book. Anyone that ever seen him fight knew the dude was going to get flatlined. It was no surprise. SGA isn't even 10% as accomplished as Duncan, and Duncan ain't even at MJ's level. SGA getting his game 7. He probably will win, but I'm hoping Indiana wins. I think Indiana as a state, as a team, with all the work they put in historically, they deserve that fucking win, right? You know, I just think a franchise been around as long as them and contributed as much as they have, they deserve a fucking title, finally. Oak City, man, you steal a team from fucking Vancouver, bring it fucking to Oklahoma? How can I support you? Fuck you guys, man. Fuck you guys, man. They really stunk up the joint in game 6. Yeah, Duncan is underrated, top 10 all time, in my opinion. Chet played soft. I know he'll bring it better in game 7. He always plays fucking good at home and shit on the road. Outlaw, give me Duncan over Kobe. But you're talking about different positions, right? Like, Kobe's bringing the ball up. He's setting up the offense. He's the guy you're going to fucking for last-minute shots. That ain't Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan is closing the lane defensively. He's rebounding like a dog for you. But he ain't setting up the offense. He ain't bringing the ball up through pressure. Not even like Joker. He ain't doing what Joker does in fucking the game, right? Sasaki was tough, but had no defense, no power, no speed or accuracy. How are you today, young buck? I got Duncan over Kobe too. Duncan criminally underrated because he's boring as fuck. He goes back to what we say about boxing. If you're boring, don't expect people to fucking treat you like you're a superstar. No one's buying your shoes. No one's buying your jersey. No one's putting you top 10. I got fucking Garnett over Duncan every day. He's on my team. Versatile, fucking dog, killer. I want him on my team. Who's fighting? Dave Chappelle is fighting. God damn. Go, Dave, you old motherfucker. Dave Chappelle. I didn't even know that guy fucking boxed. Booganugas. Booganugas. Where's Booganugas? I don't even see Booganugas on the fucking, on this thing. Where's Booganugas? Are these replacement opponents? I don't see no Booganugas. Isaac Torres. So Torres is the Latino guy, unless he got hurt and somebody else took his place. Torres 15-1 with 15 KOs out of Colombia. Colombia is pushing out fucking the killers, man. And he's fighting, fucking a French dude. Yes, French guy, 16-1-1, 4 knockouts. So you got a power puncher versus a European with no power. I think this is easy to predict. I got the fucking Colombian by ass whooping. Already the Frenchman's nose is bleeding and he's fucking red-faced. His nose is bleeding. Jesus Christ, did he even get touched? Look at him. I'm a foreigner. I'm a Caucasian. My nose don't bleed fucking that quick. Garnett over Duncan is a violation. I've heard that many times. Duncan top 6 or 7 all time. I think Joker from the eye test is better than Duncan. Got the accolades. Sean, did you see video of Adrian Peterson getting pieced up at a poker tournament? I didn't. Garden, I can understand that, bro. Tatumi fighting on the Berlanga undercard. He schooled Hadia Herrera, who's one of the best prospects in boxing. I know. I'm fucking hyping that dude up nonstop. Not fucking the Japanese American channel, True School, but me. I've been talking about that kid ever since I saw him in the junior fucking World Games. Hyping him up next. Tatumi, the next Lomachenko. John gonna hate him. John gonna hate him. Overrated, overhyped. Fucking just picking him to hate on a brother. Even though I don't know if there's any brothers in fucking his weight division. But, you know. You guys missed John. He was in earlier before going to work. You have beef with True School? I don't have beef with him. I just think, so many people on YouTube, super sensitive. I'll give it to him. He's not super sensitive. I appreciate that. But the arrogance that comes out from people sometimes that seems undeserved, like he's breaking new ground and doing all this and tooting his own horn. And, if this is the case, well, then you should do better fucking editing and better production of your videos. That will help you go much farther, right? Like, these are the things you should be doing if you really want your channel to be even bigger. You breaking into the Japanese market ain't going to do anything in America because the dumbass fuckers that focus on American boxing aren't interested in fucking Japan at all. So every time you put out a Japanese video, none of those people fucking even concerned. Look at Knockout Boxing. He used to talk about all boxing, break down, give all his predictions. He stopped that shit and just talks about Tank Davis now. Because he knows the people that watch his channel don't give a fuck about boxing. They just want to hear racial fucking tirades back and forth, fucking, glossing of Tank Davis. That's all they want to hear, those dudes. True School hates on everyone affiliated with the turd. I know. That's also what I can't understand. Sometimes he's got these irrational fucking takes. You're a media member. You act as if you're professional, but you're not that professional. You still come off quite like a kid, just with your crazy anti-Canelo takes, anti-Lomachenko takes, now anti-Turkey Al-Sheikh takes. Like he's definitely following Sean fucking, who's pushing that shit. And it's like, even Sean, like I know you're affiliated with Sean Porter and you go on his show and this and that. It's like, okay, okay. But to me, you're still some geeky fucking New Yorker with a bad haircut, who most of the time I can't take that fucking serious. Manteca, my bro, salute. Where are we? What weight is Tatsumi? I have to check him out. Well, Tatsumi's brother is currently fighting at 130, Hayato Tatsumi. I think Ryota, the younger brother, is at 126 or 122. I think 126 to be factual. He only had one professional fight. His second fight is obviously going to be on that Berlanga Shakur Stevenson undercard. He's getting pushed by Turkey Al-Sheikh quite a bit. He's part of that Ring Magazine, blah, blah, blah type of people. Sean, it's not even September yet, and these Bud nut hunkers are losing their minds. They really believe Crawford stops Canelo. How insane would that shit be? If Crawford stopped Canelo, that shit would be fucking insane. Who could imagine? Not that it couldn't happen, but that shit would be fucking insane if that happened. I mean, and still people would find reasons to hate on Crawford. True School hates everyone, yeah. 126 is a fun division right now. It is good. There's no great fighters in the division, even though I kind of lean towards Espinoza. Every time I see him, he makes me more and more of a fan, right? Even though obviously he came out of fucking nowhere. But I'm always excited to learn about new fighters, right? Regardless of who they are. John was just hyping up that Davis guy who trains with Tank. I don't know if he's related to him. He kind of looks like him, but I don't know if he's related to him. Spiky Davis or something, what he's called. I don't know. But yeah, that's what it is, Sean. I'm super chatted KO Boxing in 2024, asking him, why are you a Tank content heavy when you know so much boxing? He went to his channel, pointed to views, and said, that's why Tank sells. Exactly. Yeah. The same thing he did with Errol Spence. Like, these dudes would rather nut hug fucking Wilder, Haney, Spence, and Tank and push out the same bullshit constantly, literally hating on any potential opponent, going out of their way to downplay and shit on to create this rivalry, right? You got the rivalry between Spence and Crawford. It's great. It's got traction. We just go back and forth talking bullshit, nonsense. Now we got Devin Haney, fucking LDBC versus fucking Tank Davis. I'm rolling with Fannin and Ego. You're rolling with Fannin and Ego knockout boxing. Like, think about the crew of people you roll with. Not that the LDBC is much better, but to be fair, the LDBC is better. I don't know if I can really say that straight-faced, but Fannin's a mental case. Fucking Ego, Ego's fucking a bearded transgender fucking boxing channel. You know, nothing that dude says is fucking honest at all. What's good, OG? Bless. Yeah. And that's what I said. I really liked him because he was a real boxing fan. But then he started to show this real sort of negativity towards every other promoter that wasn't PBC. And then I started going, so you're just going to be a PBC fanboy channel? Right? Like, that's a bad look, man. Like, you don't need to be a fanboy of a fucking boxing promoter. You don't see me on my channel kissing Bob Arum's ass, kissing De La Hoya's ass, kissing fucking Eddie Hearn's ass, kissing fucking, who's the other English dude? Fucking, you know, Frank Warren's ass, kissing fucking the two Japanese promoters' ass, kissing fucking anyone's ass. Why? I don't care who promotes the fights. I don't care what network they're on. If I can see them, that's perfect. That's what I want. And if they're great matchups, beautiful. I can see them and they're great matchups. Now I'm a fucking happy camper. And if they're great matchups and I have to pay some money, that's cool too. As long as it's realistic and great fights, not bum ass fucking old men hype train bullshit fucking fights. Ego is too emotional, blocks everybody. But that's what all those dudes did. From day one, Dante, Ego, the LDBC, these dudes started blocking everyone because they know they're full of shit. They're lying. They're fucking pushing out blatant lies. And once people are smart enough to realize and start commenting on their comment section, exposing them for the lies that they're pushing, they block you so that the casual fucking fans that follow their channel don't see the reality, don't see the truth, don't have a second opinion to use their brains to make an educated fucking conclusion of their own. Because these dudes are stupid sheep that fucking need to be led to the water and then literally have their fucking head dunked in the fucking water to finally drink. Because they are uneducated and don't know how to fucking learn on their own. All PBC does is feed cans to their hype jobs. I've lost all interest in their fight cards. That's all they do. And if they fucking done feeding cans to their hype jobs, then they fucking just get old fucking fighters that no one cares about anymore to throw them in a matchup that was good 10 years ago on pay-per-view now. Example, Mario Barros, Manny Pacquiao. I love Pacquiao, but you think I'm going to support that fight? No. Nobody should support it. It shouldn't happen. Pacquiao shouldn't be getting a world title fight. It shouldn't be an $85 pay-per-view. Even if the undercard looks okay. The fucking main situation, disgusting. Errol Spence versus Funduro, fuck that. Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman, I can understand it happening, but I ain't paying fucking $85 to watch those two guys fight at this point. Plant versus Charlo, I understand the fight happening. I get why they're doing it, but I ain't paying $85 to watch that shit either. Funduro versus fucking Tim Tszyu, I ain't paying the $85 to watch fucking that fight when I just saw Tim Tszyu get his ass beat fucking up by Murzalia. And people said Lomachenko is holding the division back because he hasn't fought in a year. Funduro didn't fight for a year, had a unification fight with Bud Crawford, fucking ducked that shit, and then ended up fighting a bum-ass opponent after 1 year, and now is fighting Tim Tszyu in his next fight. But that's okay, because he's not Lomachenko. I'm just a real boxing fan. And if you sell me real boxing, I love it. I'll be happy regardless of what network and who promotes it. I don't care. When the PBC was putting out great fights, I praised them for putting out great fights. When they put out this shit, I'm going to point it out. And if Pacquiao was fighting Mario Barros on Matchroom, on fucking Top Rank, on Golden Boy, I'd say the exact same fucking thing. Honestly, Sean, if Pac wins and he decides to take on Norman Jr. next, power to Pac. Hopefully he does great things similar to Foreman. Man, I love Manny, but Manny's been retired for 4 years. His last performance against Ugis, he looked fucking old and shot. His exhibition fight against the Japanese kickboxer, oh my God, he looked terrible. Terrible. And this fight's just going to be worse. He ain't going to look good. It's going to be cringe. It's going to be like fucking when Jake Paul fought Mike Tyson. When I sit there and it makes me feel sad to watch this fight. Right, Lily? I know you feel sad now too, just talking about it. Because no one wants to see a legend and a fighter we respect get played out like that. I didn't like it when I saw Ali against fucking Larry Holmes. Holy crap. Did he stop the guy? Oh my God. Look at that light punching motherfucker. He got the win stopping the Colombian. What? There are miracles. Who fucking could imagine that happening? This French motherfucker, these French guys are dominating boxing, right? Like Mimbili, fucking the other Frenchman from that division, the guy that just beat Munguia, and now this dude, French domination. Fucking, I can't believe this shit happened. Oh, well, he hit him in the back of the head, and then bam! Hit him in the back of the head again, hit him back of the head 3 times. Like, dude, you shouldn't stop the fight right there. What you should do is give the guy a standing 8 count and tell the dude to stop punching the guy in the back of the fucking head. Refs are fucking terrible. Like, that's okay, punch. This is illegal. The first punch was illegal. It's kind of like when Andre Ward stopped Kovalev by punching him in the nuts, and then the ref fucking stopped the fight. Sean, thoughts on Moses Atama? Is he the future? The future. England, domination. UK. I know I'm not English per se, but, I like to identify myself as English Canadian. If people can be French Canadian, Black Canadian, Chinese Canadian, I can be English Canadian. I'm English Canadian. I'm repping Liverpool. And I think this dude was losing that fight too, up until that point. I could be wrong, but that doesn't often happen. But I do think this guy was getting beat. Lancelot. Fuck, his name is Lancelot. Lancelot Proton de la Chapelle. What the fuck kind of name is that? You can't even make that shit up. Where is he? There he is. Lancelot Proton de la Chapelle. God damn. That's a name for the books right there, right, Lily? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. You're saying, go upstairs, turn the AC on. I'm hot. Okay, I will. Pampered, spoiled. Oh, yeah. Who's a good girl? Oh, yeah. Fucking Lancelot with the victory. Colombia. Ben Whitaker, Moses Atwama. Britain has some young greats in the rise. I would love to see Whitaker get in there with Benavidez. Well, that probably ain't never going to happen, right? Just because we know Benavidez is probably going to fucking be jumping up to cruiserweight sometime soon because his fat ass ain't really comfortable at 175 either, especially now that he's making money. If he couldn't make weight before at 168, his ass is struggling to make 175, eating all those fucking enchiladas. But I'll be back. I'm going to go upstairs, open my bedroom, and turn the AC on for this lazy bitch. Don't judge my underwear. Come on, Lily. I'm going to get some more whiskey, and I'll let you go upstairs. Come on. Paul Ryan. Fucking this dude looks Irish as hell. Red-haired motherfucker. Walking with some serious swag. Fucking porn mustache. Jai smokes Benavides. Oh, yeah, he ain't fighting Jai, though. He's going to try to get that Zerto fight. Now that PBC and Golden Boy potentially working together. Cheers, my bro. This is my South African coming out. On roids. Which one? All of them. Roided up hard. This boxing killed my fucking program. Usually after I walk Lily, I go out and I walk for an hour. Get my steps up. But with this on, I couldn't do that. Look at that. I was on such good roll. A good roll. Until tonight. But, oh well. Canada. Oh. Fucking Canada's going to knock out Ireland. Let's go, Canada. Oh, thank you, Garden Snake. You're a prince. All at peak. Start, bench, cut, Duncan, Shaq, Hakeem. Start, Hakeem. Bench, Duncan, cut, Shaq. Shaq just don't want to fucking work for the team. So even though he's great and you've never seen a big motherfucker as athletic as him, I remember him in LSU when the 6'1" guard was the fucking star player on that team. I got to put Hakeem number one because I loved Elijah. Fucking Pie Slamma Jamma. I watched him beat Barkley. I watched him beat fucking Karl Malone in college. Man, I was crushed when he lost to Villanova with that late fucking minute heroics. Great play, historic, right? But fuck, man. Clyde Drexler, Akeem, Larry Mishaw, and the boys losing. Oh, fucking broke my heart. Paul Ryan versus fucking Canada. Let's go, Paul Ryan. With those cheesy ass tattoos. Sean, any update on Better Be if Bivol returning to the ring? I think the fight's scheduled, right? I think all that's set, planned. They're just waiting. I think it's going to be a fall fight, October. So I think it's inevitable. Inevitable. Oh, this guy's French-Canadian, eh? Derek Pomelu, 12-0, 9 KOs from Canada, 25 years of age. His resume not bad. Paul Ryan, 8-1. Oh, 8-1. He's already a bum. He already got beat. KO'd by who? By Fabio Rubino. He got knocked out by a dude that was 3-3-0. Oh my God. Did my guy just get dropped? Oh my God. Canada, what happened? You getting dropped by a fucking light punching fucking Irishman who fucking got knocked out by a guy with a record of 3-3? Oh, travesty. But to be fair, the two fights earlier today where guys got knocked down in the first round, they both went on to win those fights. So the writing is on the wall. Easy work for Canada. Paul Ryan, future pound-for-pound fighter. This is factual facts. Put the fucking whiskey down, man. Put the whiskey down. Cheers. Oh, feels better with the fan beating on me. Paul Ryan's sister got a better chin. Come on, man. Oh, my Canadian brother, he looks fucking unorthodox and unrefined with those crazy-ass punches he's throwing. How you got a record that looks so good when you fucking got so little style? As well, what's with all those people getting neck tattoos? Should I do that? Is that cool? Now my hair short. If I got a neck tattoo, I turned in to try and help get your viewers into double digits. Oh, thanks. You're a fucking prince. The question is, are you actually watching the boxing? I know David Benavidez isn't fighting, so I would think you're probably uninterested in watching uh, real boxing. You're probably just watching fucking tape reruns of David Benavidez fights, looped on Super 8 film in your bedroom, projected onto the wall. I don't watch bums and nobodies, only elites. So why you watch Benavidez? Oh no. Bums and nobodies. Isn't that the fucking story of his life? I don't know if you can call somebody a real boxing fan with that kind of mentality, because every bum and nobody started off as a nobody and fucking developed into a somebody. Sean, other than football, basketball, boxing, which other sport do you follow? You into hockey? I'm only into hockey enough to cry when Edmonton loses to Florida, and only finding out in game fucking 6 or 7, whenever it was, not even knowing the teams in the playoffs until then. So I don't follow it, but obviously I always want Canada to win. I pay attention a little bit to golf, a little bit to every sports, but only when something really relevant is happening. But obviously mostly Liverpool, boxing, and then basketball, not what I used to, not as much as I used to watch. These fights are better than some elites we know who. Well, that's true. Like, at least these are good matchups, not cherry picks, not high level fighters fighting bum ass opponents, right? It's like dudes that are all up and comers trying to fucking make a name for themselves. So they're hungry, 6 rounders, they're doing it. Did you watch any of the Hockey World Cup? I didn't. I did see some highlights, but I didn't watch any full games. Mind you, most of the time those games happen, it's not really convenient for me living in Taiwan. Usually I'm at work. Sean, was Liverpool winning the Champions League in Istanbul your favorite sports memory ever, or was the Raptors winning the championship? I'm not a Raptors fan, so it definitely has to be Liverpool Istanbul. But the crazy thing about that game, I live in Taiwan, so every game starts at 3 o'clock in the morning. So it's terrible considering I have to wake up and teach fucking little kids in the morning. So literally I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch that game. You watched the game. What happened in the first half of that game? Tell everybody that doesn't know. So I woke up, watched the first half of the game, and what did I see? What was I watching at 3 fucking o'clock in the morning in Taiwan? 3-0, not for my team. So at that point, I went, fuck, and went to bed. And then I woke up in the morning and I had this feeling. Oh, I got a good feeling. I think I fucking won. Pulled my phone and then I saw I won. I'm like, fuck, I should have woke up and watched the second half of the fucking event. And really now, I think that's what I do if I'm going to wake up. I'm going to wake up, watch the second half of sporting events, forget the first half. But I missed the most iconic fucking Liverpool comeback in history. So it is my greatest memory, but it's also my fucking worst memory as well. Cruel, terrible. Oh my God. And then I remember the great fucking, I was in China. And the guy I was traveling with, we were playing like a golf tournament. He said, if Liverpool wins, he's going to buy us hookers and we're going to stay a few more days in China. He's going to pay for it all. He's got lots of money. And Steven Gerrard gets caught back, slips and falls. Oh, and I'm sitting there going, motherfucker, man. Brutal. Fucking Steven, come on, man. Slipping on that wet pitch, giving up that goal. Oh, broke my heart. I used to play hockey before I started boxing and MMA, have a few medals. Hockey, right? Being Canadian, of course, that's where I got pushed hard as a kid. But, as a kid, unless you're with your friends playing sports when you're really young, like 6 years old, it ain't fucking fun waking up at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning to go play fucking a sport with a bunch of people you don't know. My dad getting in fights with other parents in the crowd. That's the excitement of the fucking night. And literally, I lost interest. I didn't want to be waking up that early. I didn't see the fucking reason to wake up to play hockey at 5 in the morning. And then I'm playing with a bunch of kids. I don't even know who the fuck they are. So literally, it's like a job. You check in, you go in, put on your equipment, you go out there, play hockey, and, then you go home, fucking eat breakfast at like fucking, some restaurant, then go home, and it's like, man, I got to do this next week. This is like torture. Basketball, I played with friends. I played on my own terms. Like nobody ever went to watch me, even when we were in city of Toronto fucking finals. But hockey, yeah. Maybe if I would have been brought up outside of Toronto, more in urban areas where it's more of a life and death situation, and everybody in town. So then there's some rivalry, the people. Maybe then it'd be more interesting. But literally, I'm playing with kids. Oh, fucking Ryan, knock the fuck out. There you go, Paul Ryan. Pound for pound number 1. Go Canada. 2 Canadians go through. I'm proud to be Canadian. Drinking my rye whiskey right now, even though that guy's neck tattoo is ugly. Look. Give him a minute. Boom! Oh, that shot lit him up. Yeah, fucking ref, man. You let him take probably 2 punches more than necessary. That first one, that's all she wrote. Bam! Right in the tip of the chin. At this point, this guy didn't know what was going on. He's lucky none of those punches landed clean. Outlaw doing cruise. Pads, my bruh. Good beer in Thailand. Really? Are you in Thailand right now? I was always disappointed. Obviously, it's different now in Thailand compared to when I first went. I went after university, and that was, I don't know, 30 years ago. Not quite 35 years ago, maybe 35, 30 years ago. And they had 3 beers, Sing, something else, and fucking Carlsberg. And it was just like, man, the beer is shit. Now, of course, it's like Taiwan. You go to 7-Eleven, you got lots of beers, lots of international beers. Life is way better now. Asia's full of a great selection of beer. And now it's summertime, so we get a whole fucking shitload of new beers flowing in for the summertime selection. No, laugh out loud. I'm asking you about the beer. It's much better now in Asia. And also wine. Before you come, there's no wine. Now wine's everywhere, beer's everywhere. Obviously, lots of booze. Before, you have to drink like fucking their fucking terrible whiskey, which is formaldehyde based. Oh, brutal. Oh, blah. Oh my God. Now, yeah, you're going to find lots of stuff you like. It's not a problem at all. Oh, I've had that beer. Yeah. It's like when I go to the Philippines, the beer I always take is what's the common Spanish beer, but it's also Filipino. What the fuck's the name? Uh, Man, my brain is old. But they got a light beer, so I always drink the light beer. It's good. It's nice. Obviously, I mean, you're not going to get drunk, but you're at the beach. You're literally drinking all fucking day, so drinking that beer is cool. When you drink whiskey or mixed drinks, the Coke costs more money than the booze. So they put this much booze and this much Coke. So it's like, dude, I'll pay extra. Just give me a normal drink, at least for the first 3 or 4. And then afterwards, you can start fucking piling in the booze. It's okay. But for the first 2 drinks, man, take it easy. Take it easy. I know what you're talking about, the Filipino beer. Fucking start with an S. What's the name? Fuck, man. Oh, they got a few. San Miguel, boy. San Miguel. San Miguel Light is good. Then they got a few other beers like Red Horse. Ugh. Man, that shit will make your toes fucking curl. What's the most commonly sold beer in Australia? Come on. Isn't it? Isn't it? Fuck. I can't remember the name. What is it? It's like Estrella, Spanish beer. Estrella's okay. It's not bad. Um, what the fuck, man? Well, what's the beer? Victoria Bitter is big in Australia, I heard. What's the Foster's? Yes, Foster's. Put fucking a shrimp on the barbie. A Foster's. But Foster's is like Lone Star beer in Texas. Nobody in Texas drinks Lone Star beer. It's exported. And apparently Foster's, nobody in Australia drinks Foster's. It's mostly exported as well, from what I hear. Best beer in Canada, actually we got tons of small rep fucking places that sell great beer. But the most common beer is Canadian. Canadian's good, but it's just typical, right? Like San Miguel and fucking Heineken and, Budweiser. They're not bad, but I mean, they're nothing you're going to get super excited for. If there's nothing that you are familiar with, you can grab it because it's fine. You're going to drink it. Nowadays, the problem is all that fucking IPA. Everything's an IPA. I don't really like IPA. I'm more of a Pilsner man myself. No, a lager man. I prefer lager. Corona is popular in Australia. Corona is popular everywhere, especially for a beach beer, right? Light, fresh, and you even getting some vitamin C. Well, I don't mind craft beer, but it's become such a hipster sort of thing. You're going to spend fucking twice as much money for a craft beer. And generally, they're mixing weird stuff and making it weird. We got like a craft beer place in Taichung, which is nice. The food is great. But the beer I always get is the simple one, the zero. The rest just becomes crazy. Czech beer is good. I went to Czech. The beer there is cheaper than water, like $3 Canadian for a big pint of Pilsner. And Czech beer is great. Yeah. Like whenever I'm in Taiwan and I can buy Czech beer, occasionally in the summer, we'll get some Czech beers in. Belgian beer is obviously good. White beer I like. Outlaw, really, I always thought it was beloved in Australia. Foster's was big in the U.S. in the 70s and 80s, I've heard. It was big because of the commercials and fucking Crocodile Dundee. Crocodile Dundee. We think all Australians are like that. Carrying big knives, drinking Foster's, eating shrimp on the barbie, wrestling crocodiles. Love. Garden, nah, no way. I never even seen it any bars, really. Yeah, I believe it. I remember my dad went to Texas and he went to a bar and he ordered Lone Star. And all the people at the bar looked at him like, fuck, he ain't from Texas. Fucking out of state. Canadian. Because no fucking Texan is ordering that. But Lone Star's okay. We used to have the bar, Lone Star, in Canada. Who's this guy? Ukrainian Maxim Molodan. Maxim Molodan. Where are you, Maxim? There you are. Fighting Ephraim Barrico. 11-0, 6 knockouts. Another Frenchman. There you go. Let's see if French can dominate, or is it going to be all Ukraine all day? Ukraine, 8-0, 5 knockouts. He looks like a hard man fighting in the war. Mirage, and he said he never even seen a kangaroo. Huh? Never even seen a kangaroo? I can't imagine you never fucking saw a kangaroo and you live in Australia. It's like, I live in Canada. Yeah, I saw a fucking bear. I saw a fucking moose. I saw a deer. All the popular animals you expect to see in Canada, like a beaver and an eagle. Of course I saw them, but I'm from Toronto. I never saw them in Toronto, but of course I've seen them. To be in Australia, you never saw a fucking kangaroo? Obviously in Sydney, they're not like hopping down the fucking road, but I can't believe you never seen one. That's crazy. I would be surprised. Yeah, I noticed that in America, I spoke, they say it's 50-year-old lads always bring it up. There you go. Us 50-year-old lads. I like to be 50-year-old and a lad all in one. That shrimp on the barb, you laugh out loud. I never seen that either, really. Grilled shrimp or prawns, we call them. Sean, you ever have Moosehead beer? I love Moosehead. We have a Pizza Rock place here in Taiwan where a French-Canadian guy opened up and it's become a chain. He always had fucking Moosehead. So the best part about going there is I could have a Canadian beer. But I guess they stopped shipping it or it hasn't come in. So there's been no Moosehead for the last 6 months, which is disappointing. I always liked going there, having a Moosehead. Made me feel like, like I'm in Canada. Yeah, Garden, bro. I haven't either. Garden, I think they might be a myth at this point. What? Kangaroos? Don't you guys ever leave the fucking city? There got to be kangaroos all over the place once you get out of fucking the city into the bush. I heard you got all kinds of kangaroos, small ones, big giant fucking motherfuckers, fun fighting your dogs. I never seen one either, and I stay in the city mostly. Well, yeah. If you stay in the city, but didn't you take trips with your family when you were a kid? Didn't your dad take you fucking to like remote places, throw you in the water and see if a crocodile would fucking jump at you? Australia, I can understand why you'd only stay in the city. I would see a river or a lake, I'd want to go swimming like Canada, but not fucking there. I see the lake, ocean, I want to go swimming, but not fucking there. That's why I have no interest in going to Australia. Things that I have a proclivity of doing, I don't want to do there. I'd rather go to New Zealand, South New Zealand, because I don't have a proclivity for sheep, so I'd rather go to the part that looks like Canada. My sheep proclivity. This dude looks real big for 140. I guess height-wise he's not big when he stands next to fucking the guy with the camera. That guy looks like a giant. Nah, Sean, I hop on my kangaroo through the Sydney city centre, brother. That's how I got to Melbourne for the Cambosis fight versus Haney. Well, I've been to Africa, so I'm not ignorant. I know there's not necessarily shit jumping around the city. Like, I'm from Toronto. There's no bears running around Toronto, even though there's lots of raccoons and skunks. But that's probably the most you'll see. I was in Africa and I never saw any fucking wild animals in Cape Town or Joburg. But when I was in, what is it? Malawi, Zimbabwe, Zambia. When I was in Zambia, when we're taking the bus to the falls, Victoria Falls, there was an elephant just wandering around, crossing the road. That was cool, because like obviously there's no big city in that country, but still, just to see an elephant, not in like a park, just like wandering around normal. It could have potentially just walked to the city. India, fucking cows everywhere. India's a whole different fucking kettle of fucking fish. Sean, how expensive is it to travel within Asia for you? Cheap. Say you want to fly to Indonesia, Thailand, or Philippines. We're talking like 800 round trip. Cheap. No. I'm looking at my ticket now to Thailand. I'm going to go soon. Where's my ticket? Is it still on my phone? Or did I close that? Oh, here we go. Oh, it closed. Why do you close? What's more expensive now? I should have bought earlier. Well, the prices are more expensive. Ah, there you go. Yeah, $300 to Canada. I mean, $300 from Taiwan to Bangkok. Not to Bangkok, actually, to Phuket. Indonesia will be a little more expensive. Japan is super fucking cheap. China is fucking next door. Hong Kong costs like $2. Yeah, it's super cheap. Philippines, super cheap. Yeah. $800, you potentially could spend that on your hotel and your plane fare and most of your money, right? If I had 30,000 NT, which is like $1,000, I buy my plane ticket for like 8,000. I buy my hotel for like 8,000. That's like 16,000, and then I have $14,000 to spend just on what? Food and booze and hookers. They're cheap too, so yeah, it doesn't cost much. Booze in the Philippines is dirt cheap. Food, if you're eating Filipino food, dirt cheap. If you're not, a little more expensive. No way, Sean. There's no reason, bro, to leave Sydney. It's boring as fuck anywhere else in Australia. You got beaches, clubs, women. No reason to go anywhere else. Laugh out loud. No, I agree with you. I mean, I love the city. I live in Taiwan, in Taichung. I have a motorcycle. You would think I would be driving in the mountains and taking trips, but usually the weekends come. Sunday, I'm watching boxing and doing lives, so I'm not waking up to do that. Saturday, now I have a private in the morning, so I'm not doing that either. So, yeah, if people are doing something and there's a group of people, then okay, I'll do it. But if it's just for me to get off my ass to go fucking drive to the mountain or somewhere, it's like that probably ain't happening. I live in the middle of the city. I can walk everywhere. Saturday and Sunday, I don't need to fucking take a taxi. I don't need to take a fucking scooter. I don't need to take a motorcycle or a car. I can walk everywhere I need to go. Everywhere. Bars, clubs, restaurants. Yeah, easy work. Damn, you've been in Zambia, Sean. I always wanted to go there. Kenya, Tanzania, to see a safari. Yeah, I went to safari in South Africa. I went to Mozambique. I stayed at the beach there, which was cool, even though the water is fucking dangerous. Undertow is fucking crazy. Malawi is super poor, but the lake is huge. I got fucking malaria. Zambia, I went to rest after getting malaria. I went to Namibia, which was cool, the Red Desert. Yeah, no, it was good. I'd love to go to Tanzania. I would love to go to the Congo. I want to see the gorillas, but you got to deal with gorillas to see gorillas. So that's a bit of a pain in the ass. Yeah, my friend that I traveled to Africa with, he ended up going back to Tanzania with his girlfriend before they went to Canada, and climbed up Kilimanjaro. My auntie lived in Montreal, Sean, in the late '90s and early 2000s. One way? No, no, two ways. $300. That's it. No one asked you for lady boys yet. No one asked you for lady boys. What do you mean asked you for lady boys? You go to Philippines and Thailand, you could see the lady boys from a mile away. Clubs were hectic in Montreal, one of North America's most lit cities back then. Montreal and French girls are fucking great. French girls are easy and fucking easy to talk to, easy to approach, very liberal. Yeah, Montreal is fun. Quebec City is cool as fuck. Just the bar scene on the street, cafe type of stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of things to like about Quebec, except for the French Canadians and the attitude. We're not Canadian, we're French Canadian. Oh my God, fuck people. Can we get over ourselves, please? I've only met one African in my time, and dude was from Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso. It's weird that you'd meet somebody from there. That's not the most obvious of places. You're from Australia. There's like a million fucking white South Africans in Australia right now because South Africa's been going down the shitter for like 20 years now. She said Toronto was fire. Toronto's great, but Toronto's different. Toronto's like the New York of Canada, right? So the same things that are great about New York, kind of about Toronto. Great fucking shopping, great bars, great restaurants, but it doesn't have the vibe Montreal or Quebec City has. They're old. It's the oldest part of Canada. So you got a castle, old fucking buildings, brick roads. It's like Europe, right? It's got the European feel in Canada. So out of all of Canada, it definitely has its own vibe. Except in winter, it's cold as fuck. Sean, is it true that Montreal has crazy biker gang presence back in the 80s and 90s? Yeah, but not just Montreal. Also parts of Ontario and British Columbia down the west coast of North America. Toronto just as expensive as New York. Pretty fucking much. Pretty much. It ain't that different, that's for sure. I would like to go to NGL, Quebec City. Looks amazing. City is super French, but awesome. But Quebec City is cool. It's got a good vibe, man. I mean, and if you're there, right? Ottawa is close, and Ottawa's super English. And then, of course, you have Montreal that's close by as well. And then, isn't it like Thousand Islands, like a tourist destination in that area along the river? So there's all kinds of good sort of cabins in the woods type of things. But like Montreal and Ontario, the lakes and stuff are excellent if you like that kind of thing. Fishing and just wilderness, mosquitoes fucking that big, black flies that will fucking take off your ear. A lot of South Africans, UJs in Sydney, they have crazy money. They buy in the richest areas. What's UJs? Obviously, there's lots of rich South Africans, but the ones I meet are just normal people, most of them, because they're just teaching English in Taiwan. But of course, I hear about lots of people that immigrate. Ah, Jews. Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yes. The Jews got lots of money. 81, super powerful in Canada. What's 81? I'm trying to keep up with all the new lingo. Ooh, let's go. This fucking French dude looks much better with his head shaved bald than when he had sparse hair. Oh, that was a nice punch under the ribs. Hit him again. Jab. There you go. I haven't watched much of this fight, so I'm not even sure who's winning. Pads, yeah, they live in most expensive parts of the city. Here, they come from South Africa. Well, people with money, right? South Africa, Cape Town, beautiful. They got the one part that's just over the ocean. Fucking beautiful houses, real pimped out. And Cape Town is nice. But the problem is, it is fucking South Africa. So you drive in the car around, you fucking walking around bars and stuff, and it does feel a little more dodgy and dangerous. But I heard Sydney also got areas like that as well, you know, and the bar scene, the bar area, a lot of drunk fucking belligerent fucking obnoxious dudes just looking for fights, which I would not be surprised about. I got in a fight with Australians in Canada, not me per se, but my friend who has a big mouth and is kind of small. And some reason these rugby dudes wanted to beat his ass, and I had to like step in and be the voice of reason, all 5'10" of me, and say, dudes, come on, man. This guy's not worth your time. He's like 5'6". All you have to do is sneeze in his direction and the fight's going to be over. Outlaw in Australia, do you come across a lot of Latinos or it's rare? 81HA. Biggest immigration from Africa to Australia is South Africans and Sudanese. Well, the Sudan, right? Now that they're going through fucking the war. But the question is, do you want fucking Sudanese refugees? Not unless they're like fucking businessmen or politically fucking connected. Who wants, Hells Angels? Okay. Who wants fucking normal fucking Sudanese people? They're fucking savages. Chopping each other up, monsters. Let those people fucking stay in their countries. There's some people that people don't need to let immigrate to their country. When you're fucking violent, fucking uneducated, you have no skills to bring to a country, why would people let you fucking come to their country? All you're going to bring is chaos and confusion. Fuck those people. Let them stay where they're from. They are built to fucking survive or not survive in those countries. Latin expat community, like second, third generation Chilean community. Somalian fucking pirates. I was just watching Black Hawk Down yesterday, just so I could check out the Green Berets. Green Berets? Is that who they are? Yep, they are growing here too. Well, Australia, it's all fucking Japanese, Chinese, and Koreans, right? Taking over. That's okay. The girls are hot. And they definitely bring money and fucking education to the country, unlike some other people. If you're going to have immigrants, man, I just think people need to fucking be educated and civilized and preferably speak fucking the language of the country. Even though I say that, I live in Taiwan and my Chinese is terrible. Ni hao. But I've been known to be a hypocrite, so there you go. Let's go, Ukraine. Chile is small, mostly known for good wine. I have some upscale restaurant. Chile, the problem that people immigrate from Chile is when they had the dictator, Pinochet, whatever his fucking name was. And obviously he was a murderer and a fucking villain. But the country now is good, right? It's got huge profit in wine production, cheaper than France. Probably the number one wine you find mostly around the world is wine from Chile. Shern. I heard Thai food in Thailand is out of the world. Some of the best cuisine in the world, they say. Well, it depends on what you like. If you like that kind of food, then obviously there's lots of great places to go. to eat. Yes, Augusto Pinochet. Uh, but Thai food everywhere is good, right? All I know is Thai food is so rich. The biggest problem when you go to Thailand is how much Thai food do you want to eat? Can you eat Thai food for 10 days, for 14 days, for 1 month? I stayed at this hotel that these two lesbian girls from Nanto that I know opened up. And that place was the best because they created like a Mexican food, sort of breakfast brunch food, but vegetarian. I know it doesn't sound good, but fuck, it's great. Excellent. And because it's so different than Thai food, it's the perfect balance. Because you know you're going to wake up late, eat this one meal, have like 3-4 cups of coffee, hang out at the beach or the pool, and then have a few cocktails, and then head down to the beach for dinner later on. And you're eating one Thai meal later on at night, and then obviously this meal during the day. And it was perfect because it's way different and not so fucking overpowering. So, you know, you never felt like you're being like overwhelmed. Southeast Asia as well. Here too now is huge numbers. Sean, have you ever been to Laos or Vietnam? I've been to Vietnam. I've never been to Laos. But to be fair, I was just looking at a potential trip for Chinese New Year next year to go to Laos. I noticed a lot of Lebanese in Canada too, bro, and other Middle Easterns. Lebanese have been in Canada for fucking decades, and Lebanese have been fine. Lots of great cuisine, great restaurants, great food. So when I think Lebanon and Lebanese, I just think yum. I mean, I would love to see the whole Trump-Iran thing fucking work out and all the Middle East open up into just a big fucking business network working together. Israel, Saudi Arabia, fucking Qatar, you know, Lebanon, all those countries. Like, there's so much money and so much business they can do. And it doesn't hurt anyone that they're there. Hopefully this thing will all end that way because all this bullshit, man, this shit's been going on for decades. Now I hear people going, oh, Israel attacked fucking, what do you call it, Iran. I'm like, what are you guys, idiots? Iran has been fucking evil since 1978. They've been complete douchebags fucking for the last fucking 47 years. So anything that happens to them now is fucking justified. If we can get rid of their fucking crazy motherfuckers, crazy radical government and bring in normal Iranian fucking people, great. I heard that there's a special area in Laos called Special Economic Zone. It was built for the dude from China. It's like an autonomous region. Could be. Like in South Africa, they have Chinese police force in South Africa. So anything is possible. You got enough money and push, you can do what the fuck you want. They also got almost no tourism there. Not much, right? Because it's not nearly as developed as Thailand and Vietnam or Cambodia. I've been to Cambodia. That was cool too. Very French. These leaders in war are so pathetic, like little kids with their toys. Exactly. Like, you gotta like Trump. Trump says, oh, let's just turn fucking Palestine into fucking, you know, a great fucking area. Big buildings, fucking nice shopping, fucking business, you know, right connected to fucking Israel, connected to Bethlehem. You know, then you got all the other countries around there. He's just thinking about how to fucking make money and create infrastructure. All the rest of these dudes are fucking power-hungry fucking douchebags. Lebanese food, top 5 in my opinion. It's definitely top 5. Jamaican food, Lebanese food, lots of good food. Where to start? Italian food's got to be in there. I love lasagna. Yeah, Sean, I heard there's a border between Myanmar, Thailand, and Laos called the Golden Triangle. What do you mean you heard? That's not news. They say a lot of drugs come through there. That's where all the opium comes from. And you know who controlled all that back in the day? Not me, but Taiwan. Because when the Taiwan government got kicked out of China by, what's his face, Mao, he took all his army all the riches and fucking everything he could take out of China, moved to Taiwan, but he left a lot of the soldiers in Southeast Asia, so that if they were going to attack China, they obviously had Taiwan and Southeast Asia, so they could attack them from different angles. They were also being supported by America, and the whole Golden Triangle and the opium fucking situation was all controlled by Taiwanese military, right? To raise money, obviously, for Taiwan. Taiwan, the government that was in power for so long, was the richest political party in the world, right? They had so much money, it was ridiculous. Yeah, Golden Triangle, that's where the opium was grown. Now that's got super meth labs to the triangle. Italy, top 5 for me too. Yeah, drugs, right? Now, of course, what's China doing? They're creating fucking that drug and sending it to America, trying to create the same situation Britain did to China back in the day. The opium war. Is that what it was? When they're fucking trying to hook all the Chinese on opium. Now China's doing that with fucking the Americans. History repeats itself. Sean, do the triads have any big presence in the Taiwanese underworld? Not the triads, because Taiwan has its own gangsters, and they've been pretty fucking resilient to keep other fucking gangs out of Taiwan. They had a good foothold in Taiwan. So historically, if you watch Hong Kong fucking dramas, they used to describe fucking Taiwan as like fucking savages, right? So you have the Hong Kong fucking gangsters, and they would talk about Taiwan like fucking, you don't want to deal with those savages. Those dudes are mental. I don't know if it's true. All the gangsters I meet in Taiwan, they all are friendly. Their kids are at my school. They seem okay. But mind you, I never fucking upset anyone. So I never fucked anyone's girl. I never fucking hit anyone's car. I never did anything. So everything's been okay. Knock on wood. Now all the triads and all these people, they all went legit, right? They like crossed over and put a lot of their businesses into legitimate businesses. Like in Taiwan, they control all the pet stores and the veterinarian clinics. And that's how they used to get fucking, what do you call it? What's the horse tranquilizer? Ketamine. Of course, they could justify getting it because they fucking ran veterinarian clinics and pet stores. And then they were selling that shit everywhere. It was almost legal in Taiwan. When I came here, ketamine was everywhere. You'd go to bars and dudes are just in booths, all snorting K, left, right, and fucking center. One of the young and dangerous films was in Taiwan. Sean, you ever seen them films? What films? Sean, do you remember the triad guy, Chi Lop, Chinese guy that became a Canadian citizen? He was famous for being one of the biggest drug traffickers. I'm not sure. Was he the guy that went to Canada to avoid getting fucking killed in China and lived in like a penthouse in like lockdown prison basically, but was like super rich, so just fucking had hookers and everything delivered to his penthouse? Is that the guy? I know that guy, but I'm not sure who you mean. What film are you talking about? They were huge with the Asian brothers here, those movies. Which movies? You got to be more specific. There's lots of Asian movies. One of the Young and Dangerous films was in Taiwan. Young and Dangerous films. You talk about porn? I don't know what you mean. Ketamine super popular here. Yeah, that's probably brought in by Taiwanese people. A friend of mine, he was a gangster, a young guy, and they created like sporting good manufacturing in Taiwan. And then they started sporting goods stores in Australia around the island. And they would send all the sporting goods made in Taiwan to Australia. And of course, all the drugs were built into the sporting goods, which obviously once they got to fucking the store, then the drugs were taken out and then, sold whatever way. But the one shop that he started literally got busted the first fucking shipment. Ketamine is the most trippy thing I ever took. Ketamine and fucking K-holes is shit. Crazy. Especially at bars and hanging out with people where you just fucking nod and you're like fucking in your own world. But I'll tell you now, if you do ketamine with your chick and you just isolate yourself on your bed, that shit is a great fucking time. Great time. Great time. Especially if she's also on ketamine. You and her tripping your fucking ass off, fucking in bed on ketamine. That shit is fucking excellent. Excellent. They're called Young and Dangerous. They were a series of films. Young and Dangerous? Man, I don't know. Asian films called Young and Dangerous. Young and Dangerous film. Hong Kong film series Young and Dangerous. A collection of movies about young triad members navigating their lives, relationships within the Hong Kong underworld. Based on popular comic books, became immensely popular, spawning numerous sequels and spin-offs. I don't know. Don't they have names? Young and Dangerous 2, Young and Dangerous 3, Young and Dangerous, the prequel. I don't think I've ever seen those movies, but now I'm definitely fucking intrigued. How do I live in fucking Asia this long and I've never fucking heard of that? Young and Dangerous. DVD. DVD. Ketamine is the next Mayweather. Ketamine brought in by different groups here. Who's this? Riyadh Season. He looks like he is from not Uzbekistan, not fucking Kazakhstan, but one of the stands. Oh. We got Mexican, Mexistan. Yeah, K-holes are terrible. I was at a bar with a dude and tripping on a K-hole. I don't even know him. My friend owned the bar and he knew this guy. And I'm like, man, who's this fucking dude? Get away from me. Dude, you're fucking a douchebag. If I wanted to fucking learn about you, I know too much about you already. Too much already. Morales. Where's Morales? Morales, where are you? I don't see no Morales. Oh, there he is. Ah, he's fighting Frolov. Okay, Russian. Petro Frolov versus Sal Morales. Frolov 4-1, 4 KOs. Oh, no, he's Ukrainian, but out of Turkey. Morales is 15 1-1, 1 KO loss, 14 knockouts from Mexico. His one loss coming against Ryan Robertson in his pro debut. Let's get at it. Yeah, great films. I'll try to check them out. I'm always intrigued at something new. Now I've mostly been watching fucking old school porn, but like old school porn. Porn that was popular when I was a kid, but of course I couldn't watch it because I was a kid. And then, of course, when I was old enough to buy porn at the DVD store, I wasn't buying any of that retro shit. I was buying like fucking new stuff with the sexy, hot fucking new chicks, right? So I never saw like, what is it? Fucking Debbie Does Dallas and fucking Deep Throat and all that. But I've been watching those just to get my historical context down, just to see what this shit was about. All the hype. The 70s fucking porn theaters. I'm glad I didn't live in that era. That would have been cringe as fuck to go to those theaters to watch porn movies with a bunch of horny fucking degenerates. Oh my God. Watch out where you sit. Holy shit. Hopefully they fucking hose that place down after every show. Oh, another guy dropped within the first round. Is he going to go on to win? That's three guys dropped in the first round, all went on to win. Let's see if fucking Frolov can continue the trend. Can you imagine at the end of the day, four dudes get knocked down in the fourth round, they all go on to win their fights? That would be fucking crazy. But Morales is way more experienced. I don't think he wants to let him off the hook. Good body punch. You keep hitting him with those spear to the gut, that'll slow his ass down. Oh, Frolov's a good fighter. Good punches. Oh, there you go. Fucking there's the action. 2 knockdowns in 1 round. A better tomorrow. Yep, I saw that. Classic Hong Kong internal affairs, or infernal. Wasn't it infernal affairs? Not internal affairs. That was the American version. Infernal affairs. Sean, regarding ladies of the night, what are the prices like in Vietnam and Thailand? Say it in US dollars. 90 to 150, depending on the circumstance. Like bar girls, probably 90, like 3,000 NT. Maybe more upscale, like shops and stuff you go to, probably closer to like 150. Like, places with madams and numbers that you pick. But then in those countries, you also have like, however long it takes you, whatever the job is specifically. Like generally at bar girls, like usually when I picked up bar girls, usually they stayed all night, right? So it wasn't like a 1 hour thing, because usually those girls, they're pseudo professional, right? They're normal girls, maybe even have jobs for university students, and they look for money to buy like new iPhones and this and that. So then they go to a bar, people are playing pool and hanging out, and they're just checking dudes out, and they find somebody they like, and specifically they find the person they like, and they put the moves on you, and then so it's like picking up a chick, but no dinner and no drinks. You just fucking gave her cash in hand and maybe bought her breakfast in the morning. I'm not really a sleazy dude that's into too much of those kind of places. I guess if I was with people that were comfortable doing it, maybe I would try. But for me, like my one friend, he's really into that. He lived in Vietnam. He's always fucking going to those places. But for me, it just seems kind of sleazy, and I always feel kind of awkward and weird. So the bar girl type of normal sort of pickup, even though it's not a normal pickup, was always a little more natural. Going to a place where there's all the bitches and you're picking a number, going to a room, and sometimes in Thailand it's awkward. You can pay lady drinks, but then you have to pay extra money to actually go somewhere else, not affiliated with the hotel. So it becomes a big fucking ordeal. So I never was too interested in getting wrapped up in that. Where was I? Philippines, Makati, Manila. A girl was just sitting there hanging out, and I was out walking. It was very casual. She wasn't like trying to pick anyone up, but obviously she was in the area to sort of pick people up. And we just started chit-chatting, and she came, did her thing, and then fucking got dressed and left afterwards, which was fine. Very professional, very clean, very easy, simple. I don't think that was very expensive either. I think it was just like she felt, oh, he's attractive. I'll make a few extra dollars, get some action in the process. I'm just sitting here chilling anyway. So it was cool. Even got her number in case I came back on other times, but obviously that never happened. But it's like China, you go to the barber shop, and in the back they have fucking those. You also got massage, tug and rub places, right, where it's just that. So it's all kinds of different things depending where you go. But yeah, depends on you and how you feel. Some people obviously more cool, comfortable doing stuff. Other people obviously not so much. This fight is quite the back and forth fucking battle between these two dudes, Frolov and Morales, gunning it. Frolov is definitely the more skilled fighter. You got to keep spearing him in the gut like that. That punch is great. What about Australia? You do the call girl stuff. Isn't that like going to cost you about $500 or up? I can't remember. It's been a long time since I lived in Canada, but you used to be able to get all the brochures and stuff. Obviously, you got the hookers in the street, which was cheaper, but the call girls where the NBA players and everybody was focused on. That shit was upscale, pricey. In Taiwan, I have no idea. A lot of places in Asia, right? They also just feel more comfortable dealing with Asian people and not foreigners, the Japanese specifically. A lot of the Japanese girls, when you go to Japan, they won't deal with foreigners. They will only deal with Japanese guys because culture, they feel more comfortable. The boys know what to expect, so there's no miscommunication. Frolov. Yeah, I feel he's winning. He's a much cleaner fighter. Oh, how's that? Both guys went down. Frolov's knee went down and fucking Morales' knee went down. You got to sort of give both those guys fucking counts there. Sean, they bring in shame upon their families if they bring home a non-Japanese dude, I heard. Well, Asia's kind of like that, but no, I mean, lots of Japanese girls marry foreigners, so it's not such a big deal anymore. Not quite like what it used to be, obviously. But I mean, Japanese girls been getting pregnant from foreigners since 1942, since World War II. That shit's been going on. So obviously, it's just increased exponentially from then. But any culture, when you date somebody that's from a different culture, there's always some awkwardness and language difference and cultural differences. So there's always going to be some of that. That's why I think Canadian families are easier because who gives a fuck? Right? I mean, I could have married anybody, and literally, I don't think anyone would have gave a fuck who I married. Indian, Chinese, fucking Jamaican, would not have fucking mattered at all. To their side of the family, it might have mattered, but to mine, nobody would have gave a shit. This fight is a war. Yo, Sean, when is Noe and MJ? I think it's September. I don't know the specific day, but I think it's mid-September. Whenever the Mexican holiday is, I think it's then. Like around then. I'm just curious if Inui will fight again in December. Because that's when the Nick Ball fight was potentially being talked about. If he fights fucking Junto, Nick Ball, and the two other fights he's had this year, he's going to be fighter of the year again. Like, that shit's crazy. Like, both those guys headbutt each other. They both fucking buckled. Inui should be on the Canelo Crawford as well. That would be fucking crazy, eh? Crazy. But, yeah, I think Inui really wants to bring MJ to Japan to fight in the Tokyo Dome. Apparently, the numbers they did for the pay-per-view with Luis Neri were huge. But that's like Murata. Murata's numbers, they used to say, were fucking crazy big. I'm curious. Let's just Google it, see if Google knows. If I need to ask AI, I'll ask them. They know everything. Let's see if they know more. Chat GPT. How many pay-per-views did Inui versus Luis Neri in Japan sell?
Inoue's fight against Neri achieved record-breaking viewership on Amazon Prime Video in Japan, surpassing previous events. However, specific pay-per-view sales figures for Japan have not been publicly disclosed.
There you go. AI. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Who needs Google? Look at AI. It talks to me and everything. I just need to change that to a woman's voice. And then, fuck, I feel like totally at home. A Taiwanese accent. Come on, Frolov. Let's go, Frolov. That sounded a bit like John's voice to me. Man, you're fucking John fixated. What's going on with you? John's wife is going to get jealous. Just think, John is slaving away on the oil fields right now. Oh, what happened? Ah, dick punch. Yes, get that shit out. My balls are fucking up. You can see, he's like totally jumping, getting that shit bouncing down. Ugh. Let's go. I just want to see him now kick the guy in the nuts. How you like that? Oh, that was a nice left. Oh, 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 bringing it. Frolov with the straight lefts. The fucking Ukrainian Manny Pacquiao. Ah, not much amateur pedigree. The AI sounded like Drew Titan. Oh my God. Not fucking Drew Titan. That's a fucking nightmare. I can honestly say I haven't listened to that guy's channel in fucking years. Who's that other obnoxious New York dude that used to go in on me? Fuck, man. What a prick that guy was. There's been a lot of fucking pricks, man, on fucking YouTube. Pricks. Like John, I wouldn't call him a prick, but there's a lot of pricks. John is just brainwashed and deluded. It's a shame. Good round, Froloff. You and your hairy feet. He was crying today about Ryan not apologizing to George Floyd. Who? Ryan Garcia apologizing to George Floyd. George Floyd's dead. Why would anybody apologize to a dead man? A douche man. Like, these dudes, man. Like, George Floyd was a criminal, a douchebag. Fuck that guy. He ain't no martyr. He's no saint. I mean, this tells you everything you need to know about Black America's culture right now. That they're fucking acting as if George Floyd is a role model to the people. If that's your role model, you these dudes need to rethink fucking some things serious. Because fuck that dude, man. George Floyd. Apologize to George Floyd. I'm gonna fucking apologize to fucking Charles Manson. Sorry, Chuck. Sorry you're in the joint for so long. You didn't even kill anyone. How'd that fucking happen? You got railroaded. But that's fucking this guy, the guy that wished fucking what's his face died in a van crash, a fiery death. Like, what a fucking douchebag that guy is. Pure prick. Round 5. Literally anything can happen in this fight. The one good thing about the Mexican fighter, he definitely turns his fucking punches over nice. Not like the fucking Ukrainian who slaps a lot on his shots. Get off the ropes. Let those hands go. Let's go. Let's go. Tomorrow, apparently, the heavyweight card is on. I wasn't impressed with the heavyweights, not nearly as much as the smaller weight groups. I thought the 140 was probably the best. Maybe the other division, the smaller one, 118, 122. The middleweights were not bad, some good fighters. But the heavyweights overall, I thought, were disappointing. There wasn't much there that I thought was exciting. I just think with heavyweights, you don't nearly have as many good heavyweight boxers as you do other fight classes, right? Just because dudes are big, they're unskilled, they got into boxing late, they're not refined, right? And it shows. They get in there and they're like fucking lumbering oxes. Behemoths. Sean, you ready for Wilder's comeback? According to BFTB, he still has a chance of becoming a top heavyweight. Of course, those guys are going to say that. Fucking LDBC. What a bunch of fucking clowns. They're still dick riding fucking Wilder, hoping fucking he'll bend them over. Like, who gives a fuck about Wilder? He's fighting a bum. I hope that guy knocks him out. Because that would be fucking crazy funny as hell. Those dudes are just mental. Like, you're going to dick ride fucking Deontay Wilder. I can't stand listening to BFTB because that guy is a fucking clown. But him and KO Boxing, right? They go back and forth. One is Haney, one is fucking Tank. Go back and forth, act like there's real animosity between them. Those dudes are just utilizing each other to make money off of fucking YouTube. And that's fine. It's funny that those people that do it and give them money and pay attention to them fucking buy into that horse shit. Because that's what it is. Horse shit. Who can take anything those clowns say serious? Oh, Morales. Round 6. This is it. It's all on the line. I think Frolof's going to win as long as he doesn't get knocked out. But in this fight, anything can happen. Anything. I wonder if this ring is 18 by 18. Because, you know, it hasn't been that disgusting so far. Two minutes. Do it. Bring it. Good combo. Oh, nice. Frolov trying to hit on the break. One minute. Let's go. Let the hands go. Come on, Morales. Oh, he's trying to get him. Morales kind of reminds me of Margarito in his style and approach. Good fight. Nice. Well, I think I'm going to call it a night. We've been on for over 5 hours today, and this is a little unusual for me. Usually I don't go on lives for 5 hours. It's a little over the top, but thanks everyone for jumping in. I'm sure I'll see you later this week. Sunday, hopefully we'll be getting some of the smaller guys, which should produce some great fights. Obviously, some normal boxing is going to be going on as well. Tomorrow we have the heavyweights, which maybe I'll pay some attention to, but I don't know if I'll go live. As I said, I'm going to a birthday dinner and drinks tomorrow, so I'm probably going to be out tipping a few bevies. But have a good one. Thanks, everyone, for jumping in. I will see you later. And Garden State mentality. Change that fucking picture. See you later. Peace out.